Hey folks, welcome on back. We're going to be looking at map 2 now as Lag are up by 1 in the series. Of course, Lag are starting out there on the CT side. Revenge Nation, this is their map pick, so they're going to be starting on the T. Without further ado, Exner, how's this one looking?
Well, it's pretty good there for a second for Revenge Nation, right up until the tail end, before we saw that bounce back.
Yeah.
The resiliency of Lag, but they now have to do it on a map that maybe they're comfortable. They've shown a little less proficiency, so we'll see if they can keep up the performance here on Vertigo.
That'll be the real question. I mean, Revenge Nation right now, they're looking at this A side. Of course, A side is meta. One thing to note is, of course, the map changed, so we're going to be looking to see if that plays into it pretty heavily, and it should. But OG Wizard able to start things off. There's Nick X there for one as well. We do look at him to try and take a longer range duel, but ooh, Tab and Zam able to find out some good frags. Of course, OG Wizard just making light work of these players. Are able to find out 3. His teammate Weezes there for the final, and we'll see Lag go ahead and close that one out successfully.
Pretty comfortable.
Yeah.
Right there playing in the late rounds.
I mean, that was a pretty plain and simple round when it came down to it. You looked at, really, OG Wizard was the hero of that one. The duelist just able to do so much work.
Yeah, Dual Berettas and Slide Hall is a pretty deadly combination just about every time you see it. And this is no exception to that rule. Coast on really comfortably.
That's a good HE. Mine's right on the tab. And I mean, this is just a bit of a Glock round. We shouldn't be expecting much to be able to come out of it.
That's too crazy.
I like the aggression.
Should be some fun eco farms. Yeah. He's hungry for those ecos. So the MP9s just get fed. Every kill, an extra 600. That can go a long way to the bank accounts here. Building up finances on the CT side, always an asset that you want to be started with.
Yeah. Now, unless we do see ourselves sitting at 2-0 position, well, Revenge Nation, we're into the rifle round, and this is where things are going to start to get a bit more dicey, I reckon. We're going to be looking to see if Lag can put themselves up towards 3-0 off the back of this. If they do, their run of rounds should be able to be secured for get themselves towards 4 and maybe 5. Ooh. Do you see them starting to maybe push their way up slowly but surely? Tabin lost, looking to play through mid. Nothing really to be secured just yet, though.
Very recycled smoke there on that A side. They haven't really taken any points of contact on this defense. Haven't revealed all that much. Cycle down towards the bottom of ramp. T side.
Well, yeah, we'll see them starting to maybe go ahead and edge their way over here towards this B site. Seems like the point of contention. One player to hold things down by White Box. Weeza with the A1S playing over here at Headshot at Orange. And as additional utilities put down, a nice little boost. But I think this has been read into by Lag. We're going to see Experative get nice and close. Nyx, he's watching for the heads. Could pop up here in a moment. Of course, as he gets mollied out position, he's forced forward and his shots ring through. It started out very cleanly. Of course, Magic and Zam do respond back, bringing it down into a 2v2 as OG Wizard gets out one as well. Now, OG Wizard gonna be looking for a bit more as we do see Nick X close it out onto Zam with the MP9.
Nicely done right there. I mean, even despite the best efforts, Magic and Zam doing an excellent job of sealing in a couple of quick kills. Not gonna mean too much in the grand scheme of things. once they get met by so much resistance, there's so many players ready for them, waiting for them, right around that corner.
Yeah. I mean, it works out absolutely beautifully for Lag to go ahead and take the round. For a second there, it looked like Revenge Nation had a chance to go ahead and really pull it together. I think it was Zam and Magic that were able to show up there about mid-round to go ahead and start winning out that fight a bit more. But, of course, it was even back out. You saw, I can't remember who it was. He was in the back line. Was it Weeza on an MP9 that was in the back line? Or, no, it was Nyx. Sorry. He was able to go ahead and find out some good stuff there for that back line to go ahead and really shut that one down with the help of OG Wizard. But regardless, with Lag saying 3-0 and we're seeing another pistol round out of Revenge Nation, we're most likely looking at that CT side to try and get that 4-0 streak to continue.
The denying bomb plant should be pretty comfortable in doing that much. Continuing that success, finding themselves building even more ground. As you can see, handling the pistols nicely. So far, so good. Until Zam steps up with 2 quick kills on the Deagle. Another one. I thought they were skating by in this round pretty comfortably. And then, bam, they're ready to explode into action. Or should I say Zam? More aptly put. Chance to actually win this round with guns now recovered on the alongside him. Zam has extra firepower to wield.
That A1S could just pay out in dividends here. That now that's been picked up. Of course, they are still attempting. Just see if there's a little that could be done. And Nick, I can't believe you read into that. Of course, we will see Experative go ahead and close it on out. Able to do it simply there right at the end. It was looking like there was a desperation that could have been coming around from the side of Lag there right at the end. Because, I mean, it looked like Revenge Nation were about to find their first to deny that 4-0 streak. But, of course, since that's not the case, the Rifles will come out here in round 5 regardless. And we're into an incredibly important round for Revenge Nation. If they lose this, we're most likely looking at Lag to go ahead and hit themselves up at 5 and maybe 6.
Yeah, absolutely. Just find themselves in even better spot in this series. Showing their full force here. And looking eager to bounce back into that 1-on-1 side of things here. A couple op shots here, putting the pressure on these B defenders right now. But the chase is in from Nyx. It's a great flashbang setup from Weeza.
Yeah.
And the collapse comes through for 2. Price of 1.
That's beautifully done to get things rolling. Of course, Molotov going to go ahead and force Weeza back. The HE going to land just shy of him. Be able to advance forward to get out of the Molotov to avoid it. But regardless, we do see Experative watching that backline position. Maybe they know there's a gap that could have been exploited here over towards mid. They're aware of it, so they're watching for it. And there is one that's waiting and lurk towards that position. But it seems like we're going to see them revamping their approach over towards ramp to get themselves maybe towards A instead. Lost going to be looking to play entry for it. Bit of noise is made. I think I was heard by Experative. He's making his way over. He hasn't confirmed anything just yet, though.
I think Guaranteed here looking also playing shadow puppets with that that position. But nothing revealed yet. I haven't turned that corner to confirm these locations. Not at the moment, at least. So still remaining slow about the initial approach here. Finally, the utility starts to be dispensed, and they're going to concede the A side at the very least. A chance to get in the post. There you go.
Ooh, look at this, Magic. That's massive. Oh, I can't believe that. Zam! Just over-aggressive, able to find out, too. Oh, geez, Wizard's ready for it. No, he's not, actually. I thought he read into it that there was a player there. He looked like he was watching it, but just not the case.
What a pullback right there. Having such a massive advantage in the early stages of that round. It's a great initial setup into a bit of a later collapse once they get down into it. It's a frustrating way to finally lose a round here. I like doing all the right things to continue to set up for success.
Yeah.
Not being able to hold the line initially in the posts.
Well, as they start to make their way forward, we'll be looking to see if Nick X can be the deciding factor here. That smoke's going to allow him to get down into that corner. He's not going to go for it, though. He's just going to go ahead and back up into that back nook. Ah, that's unfortunate. Gets a huge dink off. And ooh, there we go. Well, a good response back.
Firing away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back and forth between the two. Finally, Magic gets to strike again for a multi-kill. There was a gap in the defense, a hole punched through.
No. As we do see Nyx watching. Oh! Timing's awful. That's such a shame.
Should just be a save at this point.
Yeah,
Each
no.
nation finding themselves foothold back into this thing. 2 rounds in a row. Finding small little opportunities throughout these rounds to surprise.
I mean, Weezup just kind of watching to see maybe if he can find one there right at the end just to take away something. But I have to say, what a devastating round here for Lag. I really wanted to see them go ahead and take up this 5th for themselves. Instead, we just see Revenge Nation go ahead, take up their 2nd. They're within 2 of a tie now.
That's about to be in it all. For this Revenge Nation squad. Also putting a dent in to the purchasing power. The op save is good. Outside of that, tools are going to be limited here for sure.
Well, as we do see, let's get back underway. An MP9 and a 5.7 to use. Not much else to play with, so I don't expect this one to really go the way of Lag. This, if it does, it's going to be incredibly surprising.
Right there with you, but that's a great way to start things off. You can't escape, though. Great coverage from Magic. Just want to let them get out of dodge. Op is recovered, and a USP kill. Both fill the feed. Re-peaks coming through from Nick X. But a mid-gap could be taken.
Now, the two Knicks
back turned.
This is a chance. The Knicks won that. They could have gone ahead and retaken this their way. I don't think they can at this point. I think it might be too far gone. We'll see. He could attempt at this with the op. It's such a desperate way to do it. But so make their way up. He's going back off and just try and save over into the next. I can't blame him on that.
Yeah, makes sense. And a safer option.
Much safer.
Pressing his limits. Himself another chance with the AWP, or at least OG Wizard rather. Good damage in a round like that, but again, slowly but surely inching their way back into the game for Revenge Nation. OG trying to escape desperately, so close. Like you said, the two Knicks on the team, they're looking to save it. But powerful positions.
I love that. This round could have been completely upended if Nyx on the B site was able to go ahead and find out that kill. If he found that kill, that round would have been a very, very different animal. It would have been down into the 1v2, the op was in the hand of Nick X, and it could have been really brought over. But regardless, as we do see it putting 4-3 on the board, Revenge Nation, they have the chance for the tie, but they got to go against a rifle round to do it.
See if they can secure that. Back up against the guns now once more. Could be a cold reminder of the power of this leg, Grawlster. Or a continuation of the success here. This Revenge Nation squad.
Yeah. Ooh. Start to sneak their way around. Of course, Lost, Tabin, making their way up here through mid. There's still pressure being applied towards the rest of this site. But looks like they'll go ahead, sneak away from that mid position. They don't want to overdo it. Zam goes ahead, puts down a little bit of utility to try and force players out of position. Of course, no one in the sandbags position. I think this is heading towards A, by the way. I think this is going up through ramp. Ooh, Nick X. It looked like he wanted to tease it.
Site could be pretty challenging to hold with so many different positions, so many different options. Could also be challenging to get through, though. The utility usage is so incredibly strong. And it's first to strike with the AWP for OG Wizard, who lands a shot, but it's not for the kill. Instead, it's Nick X Weeza, and then Nyx that actually do all of the heavy lifting. Cabin on his op. Lurk Endeavor has simply run out of time, and he could run out of HP here. And he does. He actually does fall after time, which is absolutely brutal.
And that is a brutal round to lose. Honestly, we were looking for Revenge Nation to go ahead and tie things up. This is their map pick. They have been playing decently well so far. It's been a little bit hit or miss into some of these rounds. We've seen Lag go ahead, find some great success on the defenses. But definitely, Revenge Nation still have the chance to go ahead and tie things up coming up into the 10th. If they get themselves into 5-5 or get themselves at a 6-6 tie, things could be sitting in a fairly comfortable light.
No question. Evening out this half for Revenge Nation looked a little bit more possible, but that's a good defensive round. Brought together with cohesion. That's how you have to do it on this A set at this point in time, right? Figuring out ways to coordinate some of these new spots. Not the easiest of tasks, but they did it well in the last round at the very least.
Well, let's see. Weasel's on an MP9, so I mean, it's not the greatest weaponry in the world, but it's at least something. Regardless, up in the hands of OG Wizard is going to be the important factor. He's been hitting some great shots today. He's going to continue to really pull it together. But regardless, as we see them starting to advance their way up the ramp, they're just going to go ahead and hit this one pretty hard, it looks like.
Yeah, really control. I've maybe identified the potential here in this side after that last round and actually getting some space. This time OG Wizard doesn't connect onto any early damage or op shots. Kills just yet. Well, fortunately for him, Nick X has this control towards Sidle that can make this all the more difficult. Finally punching in the digits, but the collapse comes through from the squad.
Oh, no.
It's suffocating here on this T side. OG Wizard eventually does connect, but he has to find the finishing blow. Zam in the clutch. Up against it, he's sticking the defuse because it's not planted for him. There's a gap here. He looks to press it, but not quite just yet. Can't find the kill until it's too late.
I can't believe OG Wizard got away with that. That's ridiculous. There should not have been a world where he got that. That was just as close as it possibly could have been. But hey, beautifully done, I suppose. I mean, able to pull it through, pull it out successfully.
Whatever does the trick, really, right?
Yeah, it is. I mean,
even if it's scrappy, even if it's comes down to a bit of a broken situation, it still gets him that round and it still puts him onto a tough spot. But Sam still has that AK. He never dropped with it, so he could still rock with it here as Weeza collapses in on this B side, and with lacking weaponry, they manage to crack through and make the best of it.
It's
well,
2v4. Little bit late.
Had to deny the bomb plant, right?
Yeah, just a little bit off. A Molotov though. Oh, it forces the fight. Experative able to get one, not two. Able to retrieve Nick X. 1v2. Needs to deal with them both. Has a Molotov and a smoke. He's gonna go ahead and start to drop that, force these players back. Got a lot of smokes apparently. Ah, they just spammed down the position.
The steal right there from Revenge Nation. That's the sort of round that can build back a lot of energy into this half here. I tell you what, this is exactly what the doctor ordered for the squad. Could have found themselves a bit missing on this T side. With a round like that, they'll find themselves re-inspired instead.
Alrighty, well, we'll see a little bit of Utah looking to be placed out. Just going ahead and setting up for an execute, maybe. Well, just Deagle's P250s and the works, just hanging out. Well, we do see the execute looking to come through. Nyx playing close at hand. Gets spotted, unfortunately. Blinded. Able to get it, pop off the shots. Else it's all down to the final four. Do they go ahead and apply pressure to this site? Because, I mean, it's just been lost. Ooh. There you go, lost. Him and Tabin make short work, but there we go. Experative. I think he should just run away. No, he still goes for it. It would have been great to carry over the AK, but I like the attempt.
Still a little bit of umph there. Trying to find some damage on the way out. Maybe knowing that there's going to be a buy in this round of sorts, but like you said, it could have just been a little bit more advanced with a AK in hand if he could have escaped.
Yeah, it could have been the case, but regardless, it's MP9s. How do you feel about this buy? I suppose they don't want to save twice, and so they're just forcing up again. Go ahead, save once into the next round, and have a full buy coming up into round, what would it be, 14? So, I mean, 5.7s MP9s, there's certainly weapons that can do good work. Unfortunately, the 5.7 doesn't connect up for the shots that it needs. Only tags down Soffer to 75 HP. We see them advancing forward. Magic gonna be able to find out a kill. Ooh. Sees the Tracers attempting for more, but won't be able to get it. That's a good kill out of Weeza. That's an AK collected. It's something for a 4v3 retake. I don't think they go for it here. I think they just maybe apply pressures with the 2 MP9s, carry the AK into the
It's
next.
the last round of halves.
Oh, it is. Sorry, never mind. Man, what have I been saying this whole round? I'm losing it. Nick X. Yeah, it is. Nick X able to get one, Experative able to get one, and there's Tabin for two. Able to close it on out for his team, along with the help of Lost and Soffer. They'll close things out for Revenge Nation, and man, this is a close game. It's 6-6 here. Or rather, is it 7-5 or 6-6? I can't. Gosh,
6-6. Tied up here at the half again. I think that's how
I'm absolutely losing it here on cast today.
it's all
What
good.
is going on with me?
We've all been there. It's understandable. This is again just a great showcase here of how well Revenge Nation have been able to keep their heads in this. I mean, for me, it feels like, in a certain sense, these guys have been able to show a level of Counter-Strike that they can already be proud of. Versus this pretty resilient, pretty strong, you know, a very exciting lag roster that we had hyped up in the beginning stages. Holding their own against this squad is no easy task, and they're up to it well.
Yeah, definitely so. Definitely so. I mean, we're all tied up here at the half. I said it was 6-6. I should have stuck with it. But regardless, as we do see this plus run coming out of White Revenge Nation now on the CT side. And this is a great chance for them to go ahead and put us 1-1 to play for reverse sweep coming into map number 3. But regardless, Lost, that's info. Good little peek, goes ahead, backs off swiftly, waiting for his team to come in like the cavalry that they are. But they're still playing this slowly. They honestly might have needed to play a little bit quicker. Maybe they didn't spot the player that jump peeked.
Some utility. They're taking this control towards Catwalk, actually, interestingly enough. Gonna look to fight in towards deep spawn, but that ends up being their demise.
Bro, God.
Absolutely, and he continues to just getting the bomb down But the rest of them just fall like flies within an
Yep.
instant. Round is over with the opening advantage found out, but continuing to charge forward there into certain death, into the grasp of Revenge Nation. A pistol secured, and what could be prospects of second half looking more and more likely.
Yeah, definitely looking more and more likely as things go along, but we're going to be looking to try and get things rolling in a decent way. But regardless, as we do see 7-6 with Revenge Nation seeing themselves at a position to possibly get themselves to an 8th as well. This is a decent buy out of the side of lag. Galil's, Mac 10s, Tech 9s, if they play quick with these weapons, it could look good. And Weeza at range, able to find out Tabin, leaves it all down into a 5v4.
I'm not happy with that loss there. Wants to pull it back, and he does. Plucks one out on that ramp side. Patiently waits all of the bullets. Watches them whiz by. And steps forward for his kill. Calculated. Cold. Nice off angle again. Magic. Gonna try and work around this position.
Yeah.
Has been so effective here in surprising G sides in the past. He's alone. I mean, very isolated on this A side hold.
Yeah, no playing over here on the scaffolding side. He's going to look to try and take this initial fight in a moment. Weeza finds out Sam. Trade comes through. Actually does it. Sorry, he's from Experative. Able to find out a huge kill into Magic. Just like that, it's down to Soffer and lost. And in a 2v4, they realize that their odds are not brilliant. And this is looking like it's going to be the end.
Understandable call.
Yeah,
Don't really
can't
have a
blame
lot
him.
of leg room into this one. Initial defense, once it falls, there's just not the ability to get back into that round whatsoever. That'll do it right there. Quick response coming through. And what has to be a big relief for this lag squad. Getting a sigh of relief. They're going for exits here. They find one, but they do lose a lot for it.
Yeah, that's quite brutal. They're going to be in a rather bitter position when it comes to their buying power. They have that A1F that was carried over, and AK's being bought up. OG Wizard stuck on a Galil, which isn't brilliant, but it's good weapons for the rest of them. There's only one A4 to use for Revenge Nation going forward into this round. Of course, a couple of Deegs are bought up. Maybe 5-7's going to join it. Yeah, CZ. There we go. Was the same slot at one point in time.
It's been building up some popularity, I've noticed here off the player break. I honestly am surprised too, because the 5-7 is just so good. But
yeah, I know.
a lot of pros have been actually playing with it, which is interesting.
It's something we've seen because we've talked about it on cast before, how it's been getting more and more popular. It just feels so surprising because I'm going to take a 5-7 every day of the week. You know,
Yeah.
CZ just, it feels the same role, but the 5-7 just feels so much superior at it. It's just easy to go ahead and find maybe a kill or two with it.
Yeah, I guess for me, it's like the CZ has a couple more effective, slightly niche cases.
Yes.
But I tell you what, the Deagle's good in long-range duels, as put on display. Right there from Sam. An execute into the B-bomb site will do Revenge Nation no favors, though. They'll be forced onto a retake and arriving too late onto the scene here. A boost above the smoke, though, could be good.
This
With a rifle as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
that's a
just
tough
the worst
fight.
of it.
That's a
rough.
really tough one. I don't think
Oh,
you'll be able to
man.
make that work, unfortunately. You try to pluck him out, like, through the generator. But if you save 4 guns, you're still going to have a powerful force by him next.
Yeah, you're right about that. I mean, something to note about this round even is just going to be looking at Lang. They go ahead and take the lead, but this lead really isn't guaranteed at this point. Well, as we do see Weeza go ahead and find out one. Magic falls, leaving it all down into a 4v3. Now they're just going to go ahead, peek around. Nothing will be found for it. They're just going to be able to carry over successfully. Lag, they take up the round, but it is a decent round for Revenge Nation to work with. They have that A4 to use. They can't really afford anything around it. Maybe Lost buys up something like an MP9, but he could definitely drop over another pistol. Or maybe he just goes on and saves him full to go ahead and have alt for next round. Trade that over to Tabin.
All different options here. For sure, but definitely want to have Tabin with that op. I feel like he again had a bit of a slow start in this series and really heated up pretty fast in that later stages of Ancient, right? Became a lot more effective after a lot of just kind of brutal whiffs.
A lot of them, and well, maybe they could go ahead and make something work with the Deags. Like, honestly, we've seen some crazy stuff with Deagles today. Do you think we can see any more, or do you think it's just going to be more par for the course at this point?
Why not? Why not?
Why not?
Let's see some more. Gonna be
Give it to us.
Put to the task here pretty soon. Unfortunately for Magic, not quite the Deagle in hand that he was hoping for. It's just going to be a USP, and instead it's just good AK work that gets put on display. Great AK work even. Tabin overwhelmed. More players at the task of that B bomb site. Not rewarded for that stack. Got quite the opposite, punished.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be all she wrote for it. I mean, a bit expected to see a good round here out of Lag. We will be looking at Revenge Nation to go ahead and save over at least one A1S. They took away 2 rifles, so, I mean, it's a bit of something. It's not brilliant, but it is there to work with. But regardless, we'll see them maybe able to steal it away. Ah, that's a shame. Still, they're going to have to buy. It would have been great to carry over the A1S, but it's not necessary.
It should be still good to get some purchasing on in here. I extend their lead. I mean, you mentioned it earlier, but this lead by no means out of control. Revenge Nation doing a good job of keeping their rounds a little bit uncomfortable. That last one, though, finally a bit of a cleaner situation there for Lag. Not too many casualties taken. That could be the difference maker. Top of that.
It's definitely going to be in the long run when it comes to saving up money. I mean, look at Weeza, OG Wizard. But OG Wizard's going to have an op into the next round if they lose this. Or he could just trade over that 8K to one of his teammates. But having that AWP into this round is just going to be one of the big difference makers if it does get activated. If it doesn't get activated, this should be shut down incredibly quickly. But, ooh, there it is.
What's here on this
Things up and, oh, Sam! So aggressive. It works out so well.
They just had the whole team on A, ready to go. And Zam catches a big gap in that default right there. Shutting things out of the round here. Catching him throwing utility. Really threading that needle of CT aggression perfectly. There's a jiggle there. There's a bit of information attempted to be gathered. He gets the information. He sees nothing. And so then he starts to throw that utility to which the CT's side just appear like out of thin air. And another Tabin opening here. Once he gets his op, he really able to use it. And the server, back-to-back first kills for him. And Zam follows suit. It's very familiar signs.
I mean, Zam's able to go ahead and just open things up first. Of course, Tabin there for it as well. We do see Weeza forcing fights, but it's not going to be working out for him. And I think we're about to see 9-9 on the board with this comparative and OG Wizard being the last 2 men standing. I'm really surprised we didn't see that AWP come out into this round. I think that OG Wizard needs to go ahead and really hit some shots with that to really start pulling things together.
Yeah, see if this boost bears any fruit. No, it does not. Not a kill at least, just damage. And damage just isn't enough at this point in time, or is it? Experative capitalizes on some of those low HP bars. OG Wizard in a clutch. Given another isolated duel here. And the fear put into the hearts, trying to run away. Another easy duel to find. OG Wizard gifted so much opportunity right now in this clutch. And could do it all. The op is going to be next to Bat, but a headshot rolls out. OG Wizard putting some serious pressure in this clutch. In the 1v3, 25 seconds. He's got to remain silent, but for how long? And when's that eternal clock start to tick here for Revenge Nation? When do they rotate one over towards that B side? There's the running. It's not been registered. They haven't heard it.
That's crazy. He's able to get away as well. Time on the board, on the clock as well. He's going to be able to go ahead, just entry on in. No one's there. He's able to plant successfully. They're about to realize their mistake here. Yeah, here they go. They're starting to double back. OG Wizard, 46 HP. Both these players are incredibly low. They've got 7 and 22 HP to work with here in this 1v2 clutch up that OG Wizard is attempting. OG, he just needs to hold. He doesn't need to overdo it. Wait for information. See if he can isolate the fights like he's had the success so far. And there it is! Starts it out with the upper. Turns the corner. Finds it as well. Sulfur eliminated. Oh, dear God, OG Wizard. I can't believe he pulled that off.
Oh, my God. And just a couple more injuries at the workplace of Revenge Nation there as they fall victim to the 2v5. The re-aggression, the round that I thought was sealed up in a bag, just gets fumbled right in front of them. That is brutal.
Absolutely insane. Oh, man. Of course, they're still not great mind to use for lag. Look at this. Experative, Nyx, Tech9, Mac-10, of course the AKs, and Op is finally in the server. This is what I was hoping for. Oh man, he's a little bit jumpy right now.
He's a little bit jumpy. I can imagine his hands are still shaking from that last clutch. Played to perfection, right? You get that adrenaline pumping, moments like those. But as jumpy as he is, he has a lot of teammates behind him that are able to seal in these kills. They're losing out on this ground though. Slowly but surely, a man advantage has vanished. Retaken here by Revenge Nation. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
They're still boosting. Oh my God. I can't believe they actually committed to it after making noise. Don't drop off. No, just reassemble. And OG Wizard was way too far away to actually register that sound cue.
That's crazy. The fact that they go for it that late in the round as well. Well, they're just cleaning it up now. Lag, they hit double digits there in the previous. Next, I don't think you're able to go ahead and replicate the clutch up. You have the bomb, but you have a Mac-10. And, well, that's the information known. He's actually given the 1v1, but tagged all the way down to 38. He'll pop a flash. 7 bullets in his mag. He got away. They don't know that he's right behind the wall, do they? They're going to think he dropped all the way.
Oh, if they start to panic rotate here? No, Magic's still holding the line, though. Smart.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Head Kevlar, but oh, yeah, catches a side turn. That'll do the trick anyways.
That, for a minute there, I thought that was about to be closer.
Yeah.
Than it was. It was like, oh, man, he could be able to catch these players off guard.
Small window of opportunity. Just not capitalized on. As feeling in lags camp lingers at lost round. Bit of a tough one.
Alrighty, well, Galil in the hands of Nick X. The rest of them, Tech9's Rush B, right? Is that the plan here?
See what they go for. They will be rushing B here, and again, it's this stack of a defense that is able to always be in the right position. You know, the core of this team constantly finding themselves in a good spot. Oh my God, Silver blinded up by the flashes. Locks it down beautifully. No troubles in getting past this one. A little bit of damage here or there, but it's a flawless defense up against the force buy, and Revenge Nation stamping a seal of approval for good defense and potentially even a lead.
Yeah, I have to say, for a second there with Lost getting dinked, I was like, oh, maybe a kill to come through? Alrighty, well. Tech 9s, Glocks, P250. Not much to do into this round. This Al Soffer was real nice. Able to just go ahead, gun them on down with the help of Flash. When that dink came through, I was like, uh-oh. This could be bad.
Yeah, it's maybe gave them a worrying tone. The flashes, the execution was pretty impressive. But not meant to be. This is Weeze up against the AWP. It's over aggressive though on this A side. They fly down ramp and it's casualties. Taken here and a chance, but Sofer just so good with that A4 spray, man.
Yeah.
He
He's
is
just looking
way
incredible.
too plain.
Well, A1S for Nick X. I mean, he could do something crazy here, possibly, if he catches one. Oh, there it is. Does it cleanly. His teammate, OG, gonna fall away. They're aware that the last is over here towards mid. We'll just see one drop down. Tabby gets the tag up and gets the closing shot as well.
1-2 punch to seal it in. Lead reclaimed by Revenge Nation. The hunger to take this one into a third map looking more and more likely. As I can imagine the feeling of being out of ideas is kind of floating on in this this T side so far.
Alrighty, well, Utel's starting to go out. Molotov put down. They're going to start to look to force their way up over here towards B, possibly. This seems to be the side that they want to really make work. It's been a little bit lackluster in execution. Experative caught out there on the lurk. Who's hoping to have a little bit of extra time there, but just not the case. But these guys are already pretty far up. Look at this. You should not be expecting, but Soffer able to start things off with the A4. It's look great with. Of course, OG, Nick X, find out one each. Leaves it down to the 3v3. Plant now onto the ground. Now into the post plants. It's a 3v3. This is doable for both these squads. Something to note is there are 2 kits to use, so plenty of time. Smoke going down is going to slow things out. Weeza, OG Wizard, just waiting around. I love that. Just on the edge of the smoke. I don't think they're going to be expecting Weeza to be there. They're going to wait for it to fade, of course. As one jumps out, shots ring through, and there's OG for 1, but not 2. Oh, there's Weeza, though. That's what I was talking about. That was such a cheeky little spot, man. Just holding there in the smoke. Works perfectly.
Yeah, no, it is an excellent solution there. And again, this is Lag looking like what they do best here and just holding on in these maps, finding themselves in tough spots.
Yeah.
The last round before that they just got was that big clutch from OG Wizard. These rounds never seemingly comfortable, but they still close them out. They're all tied up at 11. And this time, Sofer, those A4s that he uses so effectively are quite expensive. So we have to make it work with an MP9 now on this B-site defense.
This B-side defense is just so important. We've seen some great stuff coming out of Soffer. Unfortunately, he's not on that A4 into this run. He's got an MP9. I think it was a missed jump, but oh, the blind works out perfectly. We do see Soffer find out 1. Of course, Weeze is good for a frag, but he's able to double it up. Lost 6 gets 1, but his cabin trades back the up, making it look easy. Leaves it all down to the final man, and where's Experative? Yeah, okay. He's just coming up the stairs. Still 93 HP, 1v3. No util. That's a crazy kill.
What?
Oh, no way. I can't believe he got away with that.
You got him sleeping right there in the 1v3. Experative expecting the flank. Oh, he got a vision though.
Man, taking that fight was a little bit heavy. I can't believe he went for that.
Yeah, it felt like he got caught in a situation where he wanted to take the duel, but he wasn't in a good spot to.
Yeah.
He didn't take time to reset, right? That's that feeling that you have this small window where you know where your opponent is and you really want to capitalize on it. But Tabin really just
Man.
shutting down this play. It's gotta be frustrating. But lag with a gap in the communication.
Mm.
A gap in that offense right there gets broken through.
And, well, I mean, overtime could be on the docket, but the problem is here for Lag to get there. They're using Mac 10s, 2 Tech 9s, and 1 single AK. And now, I mean, you're just in this really, really rough position. Alrighty, let's see. Can they go ahead and turn this up, or is this where Revenge Nation sends us into map 3?
See. Do it comfortably. Or is there extra rounds required? Right back to a B play here that they've been targeting pretty consistently. That Molly's just too late on the uptick there, but there's 2 B defenders ready to stand and resist. Tabin plucks one out in the meantime, and Sulfur does it again. A pillar on the B site, finally finished by the Glock, but a man advantage held on to here, and Tabin just snipes out another. Doesn't give him a chance here. Experative, he's going to be in another 1v3. Wants to get a chance to do it, but not going to happen. Revenge Nation take it to a third map. We get more of this Counter-Strike rolling on through with the resilience of Revenge Nation.